Hey there, and welcome to a Timcade reboxing? I'm calling this a show and tell, but this is actually something that I've been waiting for a while. So I found a site called Custom Game Cases. Now I have all of these old cartridges, as many collectors are wont to do. I have a selection of Genesis, a few SNES, a single Game Boy game that I got from Japan, and some Game Gear games that I don't have boxes for yet. I have a lot more in my, backlog of games. But in this case, I selected a few because of the cost that would be involved and the unknown factor of what the quality of those cases would be. But I ordered a bunch for these games, and they're gonna be the new permanent home for my games. I'm really excited about these. I'm very excited about the things that I do, but I've been looking forward to having these because I have a really cool media shelf that I bought to display all my games and to hold them in a very nice way, and these don't really sit super well in that case. Unfortunately, they just kind of pile up because there's nothing to hold them in a very neat kind of pattern. So in this case, I decided to buy some cases. Now, a lot of things didn't come with cases, they came with boxes. Back in the day, your typical SNES game would come with a cardboard box and no container. And sometimes you could buy little attachments at the bottom of these. They would kind of slip over to prevent the dust, or they were in essence dust covers for your SNES games. And in this case, I don't remember them having anything for the Genesis. However, you pull one of these out, I have a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 box here, and you can see the original box. This is the original one that you could buy, 1 or 2 player 16-bit cartridge. They're pretty thick, and on the inside you have a holder for the game cartridge itself. Well, these are supposed to be reproductions that fit these games, so that you can replace the ones that are missing, because let's face it, as children of the 80s and 90s and even the early 2000s were very wont to throw their game cases away. Until we got into CDs really hardcore, people would often throw them away and store them in a box as if they were toys, that sort of thing, which, you know, to many kids they were, and that's understandable, but it leaves collectors at a loss for what to do outside of buying repro cases and manuals and things like that. And that's something that I need to get on as well, as reproduction manuals at some point. But in this case, I wanted to pick up some stuff, and I saw that custom game cases actually can do Japanese game case variants as well. And what's really nice is these old Game Boy ones, which, much like these Game Gear cases, the old Game Boy ones had these clear plastic snap cases where you could hold them, and then you'd again throw them in a bag, throw them in a box, take them with you, etc. And there were really no boxes for it. And I mean, most handhelds didn't have really good boxes until the DS. I mean, take a look at the Game Boy Advance. Even the PSP, but I'm hesitant to bring that in because the PSP and the DS were pretty contemporary in a lot of ways. So I think the Game Boy Advance is the best indicator of this, where you had all these carts that would just lay around. And I've got a few somewhere in here. I don't have any handy to show you. You know what a Game Boy Advance case or cartridge looks like. And again, they had clear devices you could buy for them. When the DS came out, those DS cases would actually have a slot for Game Boy Advance games because the original DS was backwards compatible with the GBA, the original Game Boy, etc. So in this case, we went ahead and bought them, and we're going to go ahead and go through this little mini collection of games that I bought the cases for. I'll buy more later, and we'll do another one of these videos. But I figured I could show off some of my collection, what the games mean to me, or if they mean anything at all, or if they're just ones that I found that I thought would be cool to have. That's the most of my collection, is the rule of cool, games that are unusual, ones I've never heard of, or games that have a special meaning to me. So why don't we go ahead and start with the Genesis games, since I have the most of those. Let me go ahead and clear out some space on this side of the camera. And let's go ahead and start with Nickelodeon's Ah Real Monsters. This game right cha. Woohoo! That's a game. So here is the first of the repro boxes. Pretty good, huh? I mean, it's convincing, no? Let me find where I sat that game case to kind of put them to side by side. So this is the original, and this is the new, and actually the colors are more vibrant on the new. But it's very complete. It uses a red label system instead of that. I went with red to match, so they'd all match each other. But it's even got all the detail on the back and everything. It's pretty impressive the amount of work that went into making these, much less the print quality and the quality of the boxes. Let's open up the box and you'll see. So that's what the case looks like, and compared to the originals, it is identical. You can see it's the same box, even up to the tab at the top. It's impressive and very nice to see. It's a very welcome sight. So these cost around $5 a piece, and then shipping. So the whole selection, all these games I got boxes for about 125 bucks shipped in the US. So it took them a while to print them. Apparently custom game cases is very backlogged, but they offer cases for almost every game that they offer boxes for that platform. So Genesis, SNES, NES, you name it. Really any of the cartridge ones. It's pretty rad, and I'm pretty stoked I found them. The price is good, the quality's great, and I'm happy with it. But anyway, so back to Aerial Monsters. So I only played this game a couple of times when I was a kid. I remember it because it was fun. I just remember the show. If you've never seen the show, it's pretty cool. It's a collective of monsters who their job is to scare people and whatnot, but really it's Oblina, Ickis, and Crumb, I believe, are the names, and they are pretty inept monsters. They get into shenanigans. It's a pretty silly show, but also a little creepy. And I don't know, I just really liked the show when I was younger, even though it creeped me out sometimes and scared me. It's like Courage the Cowardly Dog, right? Like, it has some of those moments that are like WTF, but overall, it's memorable and fun. I like that one. The show more than the game, but now I've got a neat case for it. I'm excited about that. So let's set the Genesis cases back here. The next one on the docket, I mean, almost everybody's probably played this one. The Lion King. Rawr. So here's the box. So on my lovely case, there's a whole bunch of copyrights on the label. I'd like to get some fresh labels made for some of these too. It's not writing or anything, but it's print, and it's weird. But yeah, this is the Lion King. This game, this platformer is pretty good. On the back, you can kind of see. A lot of you will remember. I think they actually re-released this on modern platforms not super long ago. But it's a platformer, and it's a challenging one. It's devilishly hard, but a ton of fun. And I remember enjoying a lot of this. The movie was really cool. This was what, 95 or 92 or something. Let me see what the copyright on this thing looks like. 94. This was 94 when this game came out, which is pretty nuts. But yeah, that's Lion King. It's a pretty solid little title. Very vibrant colors, very bright, enjoyable game. Next up on the list is... Sorry about that, I hit the camera for a sec. Batman Forever. So this game, I'm going to put this here. So this game here... I have some quality issues with, of course, and this is the main reason that I want to get new labels for my Genesis games. But it's nice because the red matches. It's really nice there. I enjoy that. This game is okay. I just remember, again, it's the movie. The nostalgia is in the movie, but having the games always reminds me of that, and it makes me happy because video games crossing over with my favorite movies from when I was a kid always made me very happy. So, yeah, Batman Forever is like a side-scrolling beat-em-up type deal. Kind of clunky, not super fun, but you know, it was a Genesis beat-em-up. It was what it was. It's not a terrible game, but it's also not great. But here we go. It goes right into here. Boop. And in it goes. Next up on the list is Aerobiz. The Koei game. I love Koei games. I am a huge fan of Koei games. I try to collect them. The problem being is that they are a little hard to come by sometimes. Most of their games were pretty solid. They did the entire Romance of the Three Kingdoms series. They did the Uncharted Water series, which is a personal favorite of mine. They did Aerobiz and Aerobiz Supersonic. I mean, they've been all over the charts. They've made just hundreds of games, from historical RPGs to simulations and everything in between. So Koei is really cool. But Aerobiz is fun, but I actually did not play a ton of Aerobiz. I played Aerobiz Supersonic, and that's the sequel to the game, and I don't have an American copy because it's hard as balls to find, I'm going to be honest. Anyways, Aerobiz Supersonic, the reason that I have this is because it reminds me of Aerobiz Supersonic, and Aerobiz Supersonic is an in-depth strategy. I would say it's a strategy simulation, an airport tycoon type game. Before tycoon games were really the norm, it was just an airport CEO simulator. You plan out routes, you buy planes, you manage all the things. It's pretty neat, and I really like it. And you can kind of see on this, it's not too different in screenshot form. Like you plan routes and all that stuff. It's pretty similar. It's not too terribly different, but I really like this. My only concern, my only gripe about this repro case is they didn't cut out the middle of the O. And I don't know how intentional that is because it's the same way on the front, so that might be intentional. But the red on red is extremely hard to read, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But again, it's the logo, it's the Genesis thing. I'm sure in the original case it was probably a black edge, much like my copy of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, it's right over here. I'm just dumb. But yeah, you can see it's probably closer to that. And you can actually pick between the two styles, but I went with red and wanted to stick with red because I think it's eye-catching and it kind of distinguishes itself from the rest of my collection. Okay, well, Aerobiz Supersonic. I'll do down facing the spine because why not? It doesn't really matter that much. Let me double check and make sure I did that with all of them because I was so excited, but it's usually my go-to default for these things. And it is. That's the way I placed all of them. Oh, this one I didn't. Aha, let's correct that. Boop. There we go. Now that's all the same. Okay. Next. Dun 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 dun. Go Power Rangers. I mean, Power Rangers was my jam, dude. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. What a great show. What a transformative show for me as a kid. I loved this show. I used to pretend to be a Power Ranger. I loved the Red Ranger. I also loved the Blue Ranger. Billy, you're my boy. It was good stuff. I mean, I liked them all. I thought they were super cool and super neat. But yeah, this show, it was really important to me as a kid, and I'm excited. I found this case for it because I've had this copy for a long time of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is one of the few, I think, that has survived in my collection for a long time. This isn't like an original that I owned, because I never owned a Genesis as a kid. My brother did, and he would barely ever let me play it. But at my elementary school, they had a Sega Genesis and a Power Rangers game, and I played the heck out of that there. It was super duper neat, and I'm quite pleased that I got this. Nice. Let's go ahead and put this in. And let's take a look at the back. It's morphin' time! 5 ordinary teens morph into the Power Rangers to foil the plans of the evil Empress Rita Repulsa to save planet Earth. Very cool. You can make the Dragon Zord. Dope. So, this is the one. This is Power Rangers. Let's close you up. Oh, for some reason that didn't want to close very well, but there. Next on the list, SpiderMan XMen Arcade's Revenge. This is a console port of the arcade games, I believe, for both Spider-Man. Okay, so this says, stop wasting time reading this box. Spider-Man and his mutant pals need your help to escape from Arcade's diabolical amusement park, battling killer clowns, hungry piranhas, lethal doom balls, deadly robot replicas of supervillains like Carnage and Juggernaut. Will Spidey's webs, Wolverine's claws, Gambit's energy cards, Storm's lightning bolts, and Cyclops' optic blast mean game over for Arcade? So this is one of those games that I don't ever remember playing. I saw this in the store and I had to pick it up because, I mean, it's Spider-Man and X-Men in one Genesis game. Ooh. So here it is. Let me find the console, or the cartridge here. And it's in okay shape. Again, the colors are a little faded. It's got a tear here, or some kind of weird... Is that on the artwork? What the hell? So it's just the colors have changed. I want to get new labels for these and replace them and make them like up to date, because there's like little scratches on them. Just wear and tear from use, from being owned by kids over the years, you know. Next up, Sonic Spinball. Oh yeah, or Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball, however you want to call it. But in my case, it's a pinball game. I love pinball. Pinball is dope. Sonic Spinball, not so much. The game kind of blows. It's probably one of my lesser favorite pinball games and one of my lesser favorite Sonic games. However, it's Sonic, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, it's got its problems, but it's Sonic. It's an icon of gaming, and of course I'm gonna have some affection for it. And then it's pinball. I mean, I gotta like some part of it, right? But I like to keep this one in my collection because honestly, it's a staple. Like, as many of the Sonic games as you can that were on the Genesis is like one of those things that, in my opinion, you just have to collect. Sonic the Hedgehog spins into pinball pandemonium. Dr. Robotnik's latest robot creation factory is the Vega Fortress? You vegan now? A volcanic island fueled by the Chaos Emeralds and protected by the Pinball Defense System. So absurd. Oh, had to give it backstory. Get it in there. Pop. Close you up and put you there. These have a really nice clamshell pop to them. All right, so the next one is going to be probably the derpiest Sonic 3D Blast, and there are stickers all over this, and I have tried to get them off, and it is so hard. I need to get a new label for this one. Whoever owned it, I hate it when people who resell games do this. Stop doing this. You're ruining the original labels, you fools. Especially these paperback ones. These paperback stickers are the freaking worst. If you're gonna put stickers, whoops, I just dropped it. Let me grab that real quick. If you're gonna do stickers to sell these things, either put it in a plastic bag and put the sticker on that, or put the sticker along the edge where it's not going to damage this, okay? Just a note to anybody who sells games. The Japanese put it in bags, Pink Gorilla puts it in bags. Do that, stop doing this. Anyways, Sonic 3D Blast, the weirdest and most confusing and hardest to play Sonic game, and that's saying something. I do not like this game. This game is so clunky and so confusing, and it just sucks. But again, Sonic on Genesis, gotta have it. Gotta go fast. I really don't like Sonic 3D Blast, and I probably will never ever play this unless somebody makes a big donation to charity or something in my name. Okay. See, this is the way to do it. Do you see that? Do you see that on this True Lies box? Yeah, it left a little bit, but I can scrape that off. Okay? I just tore it because I'm frustrated. Next game is called The Humans. The Humans. And again, I have zero idea what the hell this game is. I have never played this. Again, I saw this in a store when I was back in Florida, and I had to pick it up. I just had to. Look at that. The Humans. And it was in really good shape. So anyways, so we got The Humans on the side, and then you've got just what the heck are humans? And what are they doing in a video game anyhow? We know, we've heard it before. They're strange, they're ugly, they're stupid. But there's more to these humans than meets the eye. For inside each and every one of them is a small but usable brain. Working as a team and discovering new tools is the key to survival in this cruel world of chaos and carnivores. It's an action-filled race against time, where you score points by finishing levels with as many of your tribesmen intact as humanly possible, which isn't that easy when it comes down to the survival of the fittest. With GameTech's Sega Genesis version of Humans, the only missing link is you. This game is like Lemmings, it looks like. I'm thinking Lemmings. I mean, it's hard to tell with these screenshots. They're microscopic. But the print's not too bad on this. I'm not mad at it. So let's put this thing in. Boop. And my final Genesis game of the video is, well, you guessed it by what's here. True Lies. If you've never seen this film, it's awesome. I love this movie so dang much. I highly recommend it. Go check it out. It has Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wow. Anyways, Arnold Schwarzenegger does a great job, and I don't know, I just really, really enjoyed the movie. And the game is actually not terrible. It's not great. It's like an action adventure kind of game with shooting elements and all sorts of stuff. So it's not terrible or anything. Again, it's a movie game, and movie games have historically not been great, and this is not one of the best movie games out there, but not one of the worst either. Read the back. It's not like he's saving the world or anything. Oh, yes it is. What? Wait, that doesn't make any grammatical sense. It's not like he's saving the world or anything. Oh, yes it is. Wait, what? No, oh yes he is would be the words. Especially Harry Tasker. It's up to you to prevent a nuclear holocaust and stop the Crimson Jihad. Experience all the explosive intensity of True Lies, including never-before-seen secret missions. In other words, a bunch of crap they made up. All the action of the movie mega hit and none of the romance. Ugh. Appealing to children. Anyways, animated violence, animated blood, and gore. Neat. I would have bought this as a kid if I could have gotten away with it. Probably not, though. Okay. Genesis games done. Let's flip this. Even it up a bit. I got a little sloppy there. Sorry. And let's move this up a little bit here so you can see everything. True Lies on top. All right. Now let's do our Game Gear games. Let's keep rolling with the Sega. First up, so what I really like about these Game Gear cases is they are pretty much identical, but they have the purple, and they, I don't know, they're like mini. About the same thickness, just miniature. Take a look on the inside. Got a little holder to hold your cartridge, and the back. Your Sega Game Gear takes Taz out of this world. This one's really hard to read. Hot-tempered Taz is kidnapped and caged in a zoo on planet Mars, but this time Marvin the Martian is messing with the wrong Earthling. It's all attitude and appetite as Taz spins his way out of there, even if he has to devour the entire planet. So I think this is a sequel or maybe another Taz game that came out on the Genesis. I don't really know, but anyways, I've got this in my nifty little Game Gear clear case. Go ahead and get this open. Pull my cartridge out and I'll show you what it looks like. This one's in really, really decent condition. The label's nice and vivid. It's a little peeled on the edges, but I think with a little bit of work it can stay in place. But overall in good shape. And let's see how these fit in. Do these go in straight? Do they go in sideways? How does this work? No? Ah, okay, cool. Ah! So, and then it's got a little thing here that you push in and you lift. It looks like. Yep, cool. That's actually really nice. I'm pretty sure Game Gear games did not have cases like this. But, not bad. I like it. It looks nice. It's a nice presentation, nice visual feel. All right, this one over here. All right, next is going to be Chicago Syndicate. I don't know anything about this game. Another one I found in a store and was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick this up. So this is Chicago Syndicate. It says, Chicago, 1920. Corruption and violence have taken hold of the city. This one's actually really disappointingly done visually. I'm wondering if it's the plastic on the outside. It is. So it's like a frosted plastic. It's really bizarre. It makes everything really hard to read though. It's strange. All right, let's go ahead and read this a little closer. All right. Chicago 1920. Corruption and violence have taken hold of the city. 6 gangster bosses control the streets. Larson Tyler must single-handedly take control of Chicago or die trying. Presenting Larson Tyler from Eternal Champions in his best role ever. Who the hell is Larson Tyler and what is Eternal Champions? Okay. Interesting. Weird. But let's go ahead and pull Chicago Syndicate out of the pile and put her in the box. Boop. There it is. Add it to the pile. I'm excited to try that one though. Should be interesting. Well, this one doesn't really need a whole lot of explaining. It's Sonic 2 for the Game Gear, of course. I have the cartridge here. Sonic 2, Sonic and Tails, Neato Burrito. It's a classic. Sonic's back for another Too Fast, Too Cool adventure. Oh, is that like Too Fast, Too Furious, but before it's was even out? I love the quality of these. These are really nice. I'm pretty happy with the quality. I do not like the frosted kind of texture on this. It makes the colors way more dull than they need to be, in my opinion. But I think they show up better on the camera, to be honest. And they show up a lot more washed out in person. Like, if I shine the light on it, you can see it's a matte effect, and it really disperses the light in a really not pleasing way. It's not too different from what's on this, to be honest. The original Sega Genesis boxes, again, you can see it's very, very vivid, but in my hand, it's actually very washed out. And that text back here is near impossible to read because of the font being so small and because it's so dispersed by the light. So it's interesting. I don't hate it, but it definitely is very old school, but these ones are just so much clearer, even though they're textured. Like, they're so vivid and bright, and it's so weird to see this be washed out because of that, like these ones. But overall, it's not too bad. Oh boy, this one does not want to open. There we go. Aha! Okay, let's put you in here. Yeah. Too fast, too cool. Sonic the Hedgehog. The Hedgehog. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm done. Anyways, Mortal Kombat for the Game Gear. Awful, awful game. It's terrible. It's almost unplayable, but I own it anyways because it's freaking Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is a GD icon in gaming, y'all. This is a requirement for my collection. I have Mortal Kombat, baby. Alright, it's in there. Let's see what's on the back. This does not have a rating. Oh, MA13. This is our first mature game on the Genesis. Prepare yourself. The #1 arcade hit is here. From Sub-Zero, Raiden, and your favorite combat warriors to the grueling endurance and intense mirror matches. Execute bone-shattering combos and ferocious finishing moves. Defeat the half-human dragon Goro and destroy the shape-changing Shang Tsung. Become the supreme Mortal Kombat warrior. Goro lives. Holes. And our last Game Gear game is one that I actually have the documentation for. This came with the game when I bought it at the game store that I got it from in Florida. Shout out to Darkside Comics and Games. You guys are awesome. I miss you. Love from Tacoma. Anyways, so here's the case. Yay! Tailspin. Soar into action with Kit and Baloo. Start your engines. Kit and Baloo scramble to win the world's zaniest flying contest ever. I don't think I've ever played this at all, so I'm kind of excited to play it. I loved the show as a kid. I watched the heck out of it when I was younger. Whenever, I'd be at friends' houses or whatever with people that had Disney Channel, I'd watch the crap out of Tailspin. I think it was on ABC at some point. I can't remember. I want to say it was like on ABC, but it was by Disney. This was before they really were like back in the day with all that stuff. So this actually has no tabs, but the documentation actually kind of clips in. Like there's a little like clip here that it slides into. Let me see how I can get this to work. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I think. Feels a little cramped. It's a little small for the docks, actually, surprisingly. It's a little smashed. Like, it lifts right here a little bit. But overall, not bad. It fits okay. Gives it that extra heft that says, ooh, this has documentation with it. This has the manual. But here's my cartridge. Yeah, this one's in pretty good shape, too. No scratches or weird dents or anything on it. Just the label lifting a slight bit, but that's not unusual for these. Put this here. Boop. All right. There we go. That's all of our Game Gear games. All right, so that leaves us with our 4 Super Nintendo games and our 1 original Game Boy game. Let's bring these out. We're going to start with the red box. We're going with Doom. Doom for SNES. One of the worst ports ever. Hooray! Gotta own it, though. Again, gaming icon. It's freaking Doom. And we've got a box. We got a real box. Rated M for mature. Welcome to Doom, soldier. Now shut up and start fighting because there's no time to waste. We're talking total war against the forces of evil with the only thing standing between civilization And the end of everything as we know it is you, one angry Marine with a handgun and a bad attitude. This is the full auto 16 meg faithful version of the PC original, which means all the same monsters, levels, weapons, and surprises are around for a screaming fast ascent into danger with sudden death lurking around every corner. Strap on your ammo and prepare to spit lead, because now's your chance to be a hero, or die trying. FX2 chip for screaming fast real-time 3D graphics. It's not screaming fast. Whoops. See, that's what happens when you get excited because Doom sucks on the SNES. Anyways, these feel more closer to the big PC, like bigger box PC games, like when they came with DVD spindles. Let me give you an example. How about this one? I'm just knocking things over today. So, as an example, here's Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix for PC, and the dimensions are actually effectively identical. Like, this is the same exact size of box. Like, genuinely, like, almost identical. But this is custom cut for the SNES, which is really cool. So shout out to Custom Game Cases for putting in some work and making these things look real nice. Let's put the game in again. Towards the spine. There we go. So top goes in first, it clips, and then the bottom. Yeah, put these vertically, because why not? Super Nintendo Super Star Wars. Super Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun. I can't really do the whole song because I'm sure YouTube will be like, that's copywritten, even though it's coming out of my mouth, coming out of my face. Here is my copy of the game. This game is hard as nails, dude. One of the hardest freaking action platformers I have ever played. It's so difficult. If you've never played Super Star Wars, you owe it to yourself to at least give it a try. It's a beautifully done game. It is a ton of fun, but my God, it's so hard. Risk your life as a Jedi Knight. Luke's not a Jedi until Return of the Jedi. Why would you even put that? Man, you're dumb. I mean, this was well after the movies, so it's not like nobody had a frame of reference. Anyways, risk your life as a Jedi Knight. Join Luke, Han, and Chewbacca in their war against the evil Empire. Battle treacherous aliens. Pilot 2 vehicles in high speed. First-person 3D sequences. Fight your way through the wastelands of Tatooine to the hostile streets of Mos Eisley and beyond. Grab your blaster, strap on your lightsaber, and take on the fight for galactic freedom. Yeah, this game is so effing hard, dude. It's so difficult. Just, it's crazy how hard it is. If you know of a place to pick up repro game manuals, please say so in the comments. Let me know. I would love to get my hands on some repro game cases for game manuals for these. Anyways, next one is going to be Illusion of Gaia. My buddy Savior, he would love this box because he loves Illusion of Gaia. He was playing the hell out of that back in the Mixer days. He was doing speedruns and stuff for RetroFizz on it, which was pretty neat. But anyways, he did like a full playthrough of it, which was pretty awesome. So I've never really played this, but I saw he played it and I figured I'd pick it up. So journey into the dark side of an ancient civilization. Radiating an ominous light in its path, the Chaos Comet threatens the existence of the planet. Battles erupt, and a tentative peace is returned to the lands. Danger lurks as the Chaos Comet orbits and dreadful beasts lie waiting. 60 hours of gameplay. Holy crap-oly. That's long. That is a lot of gameplay. But, that said, my cartridge is in okay shape, has a ton of scratches and a lift at the top right there. The label's coming off, which is a bummer. Again, in the comments, if you know of a place that sells repro labels as well, let me know. I'd love to do a video of replacing the labels on some of these, especially the really damaged ones, like my Sonic 3D Blast cart. I want to breathe new life into these because they deserve it. They're wonderful. They gave me so much love and joy and happiness when I was a kid. They deserve to be treated really, really well. And our last SNES game is Donkey Kong Country. Boop, boop, boop. Madness and mayhem in this 3D guerrilla thriller. Donkey Kong is back with a new sidekick, Diddy Kong, in a crazy island adventure. Challenged by the crazed tribe of reptilian Kremlings, they endeavor to get back their stolen banana horde. Armed with lightning-quick moves, chest-pounding muscle, and awesome aerial acrobatics, our duo is ready to face their cunning adversaries. With the help of Donkey Kong's quirky family and his wild animal mounts, they squabble and scamper their way through unending monkey mayhem. Check out that Rareware logo. Oh, snap. That's a classic. So this one has some minor scratching and such on the label. It's hard to tell in this video, but overall in good shape, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. It's a suitable quality for me to be happy with it. And finally, we have Pokemon Special Pikachu Edition Yellow version for the Game Boy. I got this while I was in Japan in 2017, and I have had this outside of a case for way too freaking long. So the case that I got is actually much closer to a DS case in size and form factor. In fact, it is genuinely a DS case, but with a hole cut out specifically for a Game Boy game. So this is the same size and dimension as a DS game. One more time, I'll show you how that looks in context with another DS game. You'll have to excuse me while I grab this thing, though. Where did I put my DS games? They're supposed to be here somewhere. Oh man, I feel like I'm losing my mind. There they are. Haha! Put them in a weird place temporarily. There you go. That is a DS case. So, if you take a look, it's actually a little bit thicker than a traditional DS case. And actually a tiny bit shorter, maybe? Maybe just a skosh, like maybe like a millimeter? A decimal of a millimeter? It's tiny. It's a tiny difference, but it's there. Anyways, it's exciting because this is the Pikachu edition in all Japanese because it's a Japanese game and I wanted to give it the Japanese look and feel because I just feel like that's the way to indicate that it is what it is. And I don't want to have my games floating out in the middle of nowhere. Let's get this in there and boop. Beautiful. That is cool. Neat. So exciting. That makes me so freaking happy. I'm gonna get this stuff out of the way real quick. The demos that I showed y'all. And let's take a look at the final result. There it is. Voila. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this. This has been really fun and really therapeutic. It was really nice to talk and share my games with you all, and I've got a lot more, and of course my collection is always growing, but in this case I wanted to get some boxes for these so that I can organize them. I'm gonna take some glamour shots. You might be seeing them right now of the boxes, of the whole thing, as well as on the shelf, hopefully. Anyways, if you don't see it on the shelf, apologies. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you liked hanging out with me, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here and spending your time watching me box a bunch of classic games. But if you have any thoughts about where to get repro manuals or repro labels to replace on these, please say so in the comments. I mean, let me know what you think either way in the comments, but if you know where to get those, please let me know. I'd love to pick up some reproduction labels and do a video of replacing those labels as best as I can, because I'm pretty not great at that sort of thing, but I want to do it. That said, make sure you subscribe after you like this video. Hit that big red subscribe button here on YouTube. And if you want to support me more, please consider going to patreon.com/TimCade. Every little bit helps, and I'm looking to do this more frequently, and of course the money goes towards helping me buy more cases, buy more games, buy things to share with you all, like really cool, goofy things I find on Wish, which I want to do soon. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see ya on the next TimCade episode. Bye!